Happy Hanukkah, everyone. I'm Rabbi Bev Magidson, Director of Chaplaincy Services for Jewish Federation of Northeastern New York, and tonight we are celebrating the fifth night of Hanukkah. We're going to light candles, and I have a very short story, and we'll sing a couple of songs tonight. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Blessed are you, Lord our God, sovereign of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to light the lights of Hanukkah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim la'avoteinu bayamim hahen ba'azman hazeh. Blessed are you, Lord our God, sovereign of the universe, who performed miracles for our ancestors in those days at this time of the year. And we'll light our candles. Ooh. Maybe some of you remember when Hanukkah candles were just orange or yellow. I do. Just like home, right? There we go. These lights we kindle to recall the wondrous triumphs and the miraculous victories wrought through your holy Kohanim for our ancestors in ancient days at this season. These lights are sacred through all the 8 nights of Hanukkah. We may not put them to ordinary use, but are to look upon them and thus be reminded to thank and praise you for the wondrous miracle of our deliverance. Let's sing Ma'oz Tzur, and then I will read a story, and we'll put a brief song at the end. Ma'oz Tzur Yeshuati L'chana'eh L'shabeach Tikon Beit Tefilati V'sham Toda Nizabeach Le'et Tachin Matbeach Mitzor Hanabeach Azegmor Bashir Mizmor Chanukat HaMizbeach Azegmor Bashir Mizmor Chanukat HaMizbeach. This story is called the Menorah, and I'm not sure where I got it from, but I hope you'll enjoy it. Young Private Winninger was with the U.S. Army as it marched through Europe at the end of World War II. His unit was assigned to a European village with the orders to secure the town, search for any hiding Nazis, and to help the villagers in any way that they could. Winiger was on patrol one night when he saw a figure running through a field just outside the village. He shouted, "Halt, or I'll shoot!" The figure ducked behind a tree. Winiger waited, and eventually the figure came out, and, figuring that Winiger was no longer nearby, he went to a spot near a large tree and started to dig a hole. Winiger waited until the figure had finished digging and was once more on the move before he stepped out again and shouted, "Halt, or I'll shoot!" The figure ran. Winiger made a quick decision not to shoot, but instead to try and catch the furtive figure. He ran after him, caught up with him, and tackled him to the ground. To his surprise, he found that he had captured a young boy, a teenager. An ornate menorah had fallen from the boy's hand in the scuffle. Winiger picked up the menorah. The boy tried to grab it back, shouting, "Give it to me, it's mine!" Winiger assured the boy that he was among friends. Furthermore, he himself was Jewish. As he talked to the boy, he learned that the boy had just survived several years of the Holocaust and had been in a concentration camp and was mistrustful of all men in uniforms. He had been forced to watch the shooting of his father. He had no idea what had happened to his mother. In the weeks that followed, Winiger took the young boy, whose name was David, under his wing. As they became closer and closer, Winiger's heart went out to the boy. He offered David the opportunity to come back to New York City with him. David accepted, and Winiger went through all the paperwork, all the red tape, and eventually officially adopted David. Now, Winiger was active in the New York Jewish community. An acquaintance of his, a curator of the Jewish Museum in Manhattan, saw the menorah. He told David it was a very valuable, historic European menorah and really should be shared with the entire Jewish community. He offered David $50,000 for the menorah, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you that in the late 40s, $50,000 was a very large sum of money. But David refused the generous offer, saying the menorah had been in his family for over 200 years, and no amount of money would ever make him sell it. When Hanukkah came, David's first Hanukkah in New York City, he and Winiger lit the menorah in the window of their home in New York City. David went upstairs to his room to study, and Winiger stayed downstairs in the room with the menorah. As he sat, there was a knock on the door. Winiger went to answer. He found a woman in the street with a strong German accent who said she was walking down the street when she saw the menorah in the window. She said that she had once had one just like it in her family and had never seen any other just like it. Could she come in and take a closer look? Winiger invited her in and said that the menorah belonged to his son, who could perhaps tell her something more about it. And so Winiger went upstairs and called David to come down and talk to the woman. And when he came down, that was how David was reunited with his mother. And that is our story. So let's sing I Had a Little Dreidel. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Oh, dreidel, 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 thy dreidel I shall play. It has a lovely body, with legs all short and thin, and when it gets all tired, it drops and then I win. Oh, dreidel, 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 with legs so short and thin, and when it gets all tired, it drops and then I win. My dreidel is always playful, it loves to dance and spin. A happy game of dreidel, come play now, let's begin. Oh, dreidel, 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 it loves to dance and spin. Oh, dreidel, 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 I dreidel I shall play. Happy Hanukkah, everyone.